Alright everybody, I'm still up here, 630,000 US dollar here on my Bitcoin and Ethereum position, and it currently appears like the Bitcoin price is inside a falling wedge pattern. Now, historically, whenever we have had a negative funding rate, as we can see right now, so more shorts are open compared to longs, and we have a falling wedge pattern like this generally speaking results in a significant rally to the upside. We've seen a falling wedge here a couple of times here during the last couple of months. For example, this one right over here was quite big, and this right over here broke the upside. And if I go back, for example, to the chart over here, you can see that this as well was a very, very large falling wedge pattern like this. And every single time that it broke to the upside, we always saw a significant rally to the upside. Now, we are currently seeing a little bit of a smaller one, but we still have the negative funding rate, and we are still inside this long-term uptrend, as you guys can see right over here. Now, as you guys know, I've been inside this position for a very, very long time here, pretty much here for the last couple of weeks, and I am continuing to hold this position because I still plan here to close this position on over $1 million US here in profit. Now, there were some couple questions here in the last video is, isn't the bull run going to be over right now? Like, we're not seeing a lot of movements. Thomas, what is really happening to the price? Well, basically, as you guys basically know here, is I have a prediction here that we are going to set an all-time high here at the last month here of this year, or either November or December. It is possible January, but we're going to probably see it somewhere around that level. Now, if I go over here to the Bitcoin Rainbow Wave Indicator, and I just over here turn on the actual lines right over here on the actual price, what we can actually see here is that just like clockwork, Bitcoin always tends to have its all-time high around this red line over here, and the time frame, the interval here, is exactly 4 years between every single one of them. Now, the Bitcoin price also tends to bottom here around this green line, which again, there's an interval here of 4 years every single time. So sometimes a little bit after the green line, sometimes a little bit before it, but regardless of that, it's generally speaking always around the green line. Now, what you guys can basically see here is you then at the halving, which happens at this blue line, and generally speaking, a couple of months after that, you get a little bit of sideways action, but then after that, you tend to see the big bull run. Now, what we currently have here is we have this red line here, right up here on the end of October, which means that that's going to give us about 2 more months here of a Bitcoin bull run. Now, that sounds absolutely absurd, 2 more months here for a Bitcoin bull run. That's too little, you might say. Well, actually, in 2017, for example, the Bitcoin price in the last 2 months tripled in valuation. So it was at around $6,000 US in November, and then a month later, so even less than that, like literally, like in 1 month, it went from 6,000 all the way to about $20,000 US, which is literally almost a triple in price. So we could very likely still double in price in a matter of 2 months. That's very, very normal, especially if we bounce back very strongly in the coming few days moving forward. We could still see the Bitcoin price have this massive rally to the upside in just a matter of a few weeks and a few months. So I'm still very much holding true to that. Now, if we were going to move to the downside, let's say we were going to go here to 60K. Let's say this is the bull run. It's a weak bull run. Regardless, then what we can still very likely see here is that the Bitcoin price is probably going to touch here $60,000 US, and then I'm just going to be buying Bitcoin with whatever money I'm going to be making here with these leverage trade positions. Now, you guys know I closed my last position here on $650,000 US right over here. I posted this also inside my VP channel, which is completely free to join. All you have to do is just sign up over here with the Blofin exchange, the BTCC exchange, or Bybit, any exchange right over here. Just sign up with it, and then DM me your user ID after signing up. Don't send me anything different. I think it's one of the best private channel out there. I've always been transparent. I've run this for multiple years. I'm not going to force you to join. I'm not going to beg you to join, but if you want to join it, just follow these steps here. Again, just sign up here and send me your user ID. I'm going to also post my strategy there, how I'm going to be accumulating Bitcoin and whatever I'm going to be doing regarding that. So anyway, you guys know here, I've just been accumulating fiat here for the last couple of months, for the last couple of years, basically. Yeah, I bought Bitcoin here at 17,000, which I was very, very public about. And since then, I've just been holding Bitcoin. And if the Bitcoin price goes back here to the 60K level, even if we don't go to 200K, and if I just buy a bunch of Bitcoin, I mean, we have a whole new 4 years where the Bitcoin price can reach sky high. And even if it, let's say, the next Bitcoin bull run is also going to be disappointment. I mean, this is the most bearish scenario. But let's say we're going to go up here to the purple line. That still means that at the next cycle, we're probably going to go to $350,000 US. So even if the worst case scenario, you can buy here at 6K, you can do like, what is it, a 6X, 600% gain in value in valuation if you actually buy her at 60K, if you actually get that price target. So I still think there's plenty of gains to be ahead. I'm not necessarily looking to sell a bunch of my Bitcoin anyway. I'm just looking to accumulate fiat and buy Bitcoin. Now, we still know that the M2 money supply is actually going up. So you know, that's what I'm really putting also a lot of faith in here, is that the M2 money supply is moving to the upside. The Bitcoin price, generally speaking, you can see right over here, gets a 1-to-1 correlation. I mean, look at this. Like, sometimes you might say that it's not 100% accurate, but you can generally see if the M2 money supply goes up, the Bitcoin price tends to follow as well very, very quickly. So that is also here what's holding up very, very true. We have the negative funding rate, of course, as well. Now, if we are not going to see the Bitcoin price, for example, really move to the upside, and it's just going to go sideways until October, I think the case here that we're really going to go to hit 200K is going to be less and less. Now, this cycle may be a little bit different. I mean, we also still have the Bitcoin strategic reserve, as you can see over here on this tweet, but that would be a bit of a bummer. But as we've seen here in the last 2017 bull cycle, but also here in the 2021 bull cycle, generally the last month is the most explosive one. So what I think is going to be happening right now is that we're still going to recover here to the upside. Again, it's all just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a random guy here on the internet. Like, just do not pay attention to me. But if we are going to recover here and we're going to break this all-time high, and we're going to speed up here to about 140K, that's enough momentum to still go here to 200K, even if it's 2 weeks from my exact, red line, even if it's a little bit after the red line, that's still going to be plenty and plenty of time here. So there's no stress about this. I'm still going to be waiting out. I'm going to be trusting here the signs, and I'm going to be holding this position. So, yep, that's my analysis here on this position. What I've been doing here for the last few days. Also, I've been traveling. I'm in Switzerland. Really, really great here. Going to be doing some traveling around it for 5 days. Going to be heading to Italy after that. So, enjoying my life. Yep, that's it. So, hope to see you guys, of course, in my next video. Bye-bye.